Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
So many families who live in fear of severe peanut allergies have been waiting for a solution. Tonight, we may be one step closer.
And a round of severe weather blowing through southeast Michigan right now, leaving toppled trees and other damage in its wake.
Yeah, we're currently under a severe thunderstorm watch as that main line of storms moves through.
And we've seen it earlier. It's been really wild in some areas. Take a look at the hail that came down in Commerce Township, measuring in at nearly 2 inches, according to the viewer who took this photo.
Yeah, and in this video, also from Commerce, you can see and hear the falling hail. Andrew warned us this was a possibility, and the threat remains for another few hours here, Andrew.
That's right. We still have a severe thunderstorm watch up, but the good news is that watch has been canceled in some communities. In Livingston, Washtenaw, and Lenawee Council, it's been canceled, and it's been canceled early. Elsewhere, though, including Detroit, Oakland County, also Macomb County, Northward, and also in Monroe County, it's still up until 9 o'clock, but it would not surprise me if this watch is canceled early because we're seeing the last batch of thunderstorms roll through the area. You can still see thunderstorm activity, not at severe levels, but you always want to be careful when you have these heavy downpours and this lightning. It's over in Sanilac County, also parts of Oakland County, and now stretching into Macomb County. This batch of thunderstorms moving through places like Troy, Birmingham, and Southfield. It's moving to the east-northeast at around 30 to 40 miles per hour. At that speed, it'll reach areas in Macomb County, including Armada, also Shelby Township, then into St. Clair County, including Capac and around Emmett, between now and about 6:20. So within the next 15 to 20 minutes, these areas here, including Mount Clemens, northward into St. Clair County, will experience some of those heavier downpours. Still not much, if anything, off to our west. Maybe a scattered shower or two in south central Michigan, northern Ohio, northern Indiana. But that is it. So it looks like the situation is slowly, emphasis on the word slowly, improving, with rain-cooled air out there as well. Temperatures mostly in the low and middle 70s. More on these thunderstorms and what occurs afterward, because we do cool down tonight, and we'll talk about the weekend and talk about how much sunshine we'll see in moments. But in the meantime, go ahead and download the Local Forecasters app. It puts weather right in the palm of your hand. Just like I was tracking these storms here, you can do the same thing, whether you're at home or on the go. The Local Forecasters app, it's free. Search WDIV in your app store.
All right, Andrew, the clock is ticking down on the UAW national contract. It expires tomorrow night at midnight.
Extensions were agreed to today with Ford and FCA, which is customary when still trying to hammer out a deal with the lead automaker, General Motors. But we're getting more information about the union's embezzlement scandal.
Local 4 business editor Rod Maloney has the story and the likely impact on talks.
The 40-page complaint reads like a novel about union corruption, high management going off, partying, golfing on union members' dime. But the feds say it's all true in here. They've arrested one board member from the UAW, but they have 4 others, high members, current and former, who are unnamed co-conspirators. UAW President Gary Jones indignant earlier this year.
I am deeply saddened and irritated that some members of this union and some leaders in the auto companies exploited their positions to benefit themselves. It frustrates me, and I know it frustrates you.
Yet now one of his closest allies and successor in UAW Region 5 out of St. Louis, 58-year-old Vance Pearson, is under arrest, charged with embezzlement, wire fraud, money laundering, among other things, which may make Jones threats to the domestic 3 back then.
We are here to protect our workers, our workforce, and our way of life. And to do that, we'll use every last ounce of leverage.
Somewhat hollow, considering after the raid on Jones's Canton home last month, the same day they raided Pearson's office and home, and everyone's asking the question, is Jones one of the unnamed co-conspirators? So the talks continue in the RenCen, and membership tells us it's ready to strike. Center for Automotive Research analyst Kristen Dijic thinks the 2 issues will get separated.
And the companies don't really want a weakened union right now. They want a union that they can get the tentative agreement with and get it made into a contract.
There can be no doubt that this UAW scandal has weakened the UAW's leverage, but at the same time, everybody at the table realizes that it is the membership that has to approve this contract. If they don't get enough, they'll kick it back. They did the last time. In downtown Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Okay, Rod, and there are a number of things that could happen at midnight tomorrow night. The UAW could extend talks, call a strike, or even pack up and negotiate a contract with either FCA or Ford.
Two teens ages 14 and 17 will be tried as adults after police say they robbed multiple people and shot and killed a Dearborn woman. 17-year-old Jamel Filson, 14-year-old Demario Dismuke, and a 13-year-old suspect were in court today. All three are charged with murder in connection with the death of Saja Al-Janabi of Dearborn. The three also allegedly robbed two other people that same night and might be connected to other crimes. Al-Janabi's brother says the family wants justice and they fear being targets of continued violence.
Maybe he's not going to forget us. Maybe he's going to come back again and kill us.
If convicted, the judge will decide if the 13-year-old should be sentenced as an adult, juvenile, or a combination of the two. Prosecutors say more people could be charged in connection to the shooting and the other crimes.
In good health for the estimated 1 million children and teens with peanut allergies, avoiding exposure takes more than just skipping certain foods. Reactions can be triggered by something as simple as hugging a person who's just consumed peanuts or touching the same surface. But today, a panel of health experts recommended the FDA approve a pill to help some patients increase their tolerance to peanuts. Sarah Doloff has a story.
A potentially life-saving new peanut allergy medication now one step closer to FDA approval.
I voted yes.
After an advisory panel heard from doctors, researchers, and those living with food allergies.
We are truly never safe. There isn't much that can really prepare you for seeing your child in anaphylaxis.
AR-101 is aimed at 4 to 17-year-olds. It contains a measured dose of peanut flour and works to build a tolerance over time. Not enough to, say, eat a peanut butter sandwich, but instead to protect from accidental exposure.
If there's cross-contamination, if there's something by accident in a product, they won't have a life-threatening allergic reaction and they won't feel bad afterwards and they won't have to go to the emergency room.
If ultimately approved by the FDA, the pill would be the first product of its kind on the market. A small percentage of study participants experienced serious side effects, but 67% were able to eat 2 to 3 peanuts with no allergic reaction.
This is not to say that eating food has been the best outcome of the treatment. The true benefits lie in my comfort and safety.
I have more protection from accidental ingestions.
A victory they'd like to see offered to all kids with severe peanut allergies. Sarah Doloff, Local 4.
The FDA is expected to make a final vote in 2020. While the administration doesn't have to follow the recommendation of the advisory panel, it generally does.
A rock star with a big local following has died. We're talking about Eddie Money here.
He officially opened the concert season at the DTE Energy Music Theater for the past 28 years. Take me home tonight. You'll remember songs like the Grammy-nominated Take Me Home Tonight and 2 tickets to Paradise. Money was battling esophageal cancer. A spokesperson released a statement paying tribute to Money, saying he'll live on through his music. Eddie Money was 70 years old.
Taylor police are telling the public to be on the lookout tonight for an armed and dangerous shooting suspect. Take a look. Police are looking for this man, Walter Hollinsworth. He's a suspect in a recent shooting of a 20-year-old man on Dean Street near Van Born Road. If you see Hollinsworth, you're asked to call Taylor police immediately.
A crime warning tonight for people in Ferndale. One part of the city has seen a spike in thefts involving vehicle break-ins. And we're not just talking about a few here. Larry Spruill shows us just how serious it's gotten.
Well, really, it's been focused on the last week. In the last week, we've had right around 60 larcenies from autos that were reported to us.
And Sergeant Barron Brown with Ferndale Police tells me that number just went up overnight.
Just last night, we've had at least 13 reported so far and 2 stolen cars.
It's a problem Brown says can easily be prevented.
The common denominator in all these are that they're unlocked cars. People are leaving their cars unlocked.
Brown tells me thieves target the area of West Lewiston near Woodward and West Hazelhurst.
I think it's a inconvenience, and I think that, yes, just locking your car doors would put a stop to that.
Melissa Chapman lives in the area. She says she's guilty of not utilizing every safety measure.
I think it's more unintentional, and I mean, we're not intentionally like, I'm going to leave this unlocked so that someone can get in.
But in light of the now 70-plus car break-ins in the city, she says she'll do better.
We really just should be locking our doors. It's common sense. You lock your house, you know what I mean? So you should be locking your car door as well.
And so police say that they are not just focusing and targeting on this area, but they are also have thefts in other parts of Ferndale. So the easiest part is just simply just lock your doors. We're live in Ferndale tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Yeah, Larry, with people nowadays having Ring doorbells and all sorts of surveillance video cameras, I'm wondering, do police know maybe who is behind the break-ins?
Yeah, so Kimberly, that's the tricky part. They're not sure if it's just one person or a group of people, or if the same group is committing all of these break-ins. They just simply do not know. Kimberly?
Yeah. All right, Larry, thanks. Time now for a check of the national stories you'll see ahead at 6:30 on NBC Nightly News.
Yeah, Lester Holt joins us live from Los Angeles tonight with a preview. Hi, Lester.
Hey, Jason and Kim, coming up, the cold case solved with the help of Google Earth, plus the new FDA alert about Zantac, a drug a lot of Americans take for heartburn.
You're right. And Lester, the FDA has not told people to stop using Zantac.
No, they haven't told them to stop, but they're warning the drug could be contaminated, and experts say they are investigating right now, trying to find out what that may be all about. But we're going to talk tonight about what you should ask your doctor when we see you on Nightly News.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to it, Lester. Thank you.
Still to come here at 6, a Help Me Hank scam alert. The phone call police in one part of Metro Detroit want you to be prepared for before it comes.
Plus, here's Sean Lane.
A deer call called for gross eel.
I mean, we can't stop them from coming over. They swim over.
The reason why on Local 4 at 6.